Hey guys, welcome back. I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about jack points, how to lift your E30, how to do it correctly and not damage it. Okay, so firstly, since we're at the back of the vehicle, I'll start there. Now, if you look at the diff head here, it's quite tempting sometimes to just throw a trolley jack underneath, jack it by the diff head. Now, probably not a good idea. You will damage that bush there. That diff mount bush won't like it, and over time you could potentially weaken this unit here. If this breaks and it comes apart, you will know all about it if you're driving. Okay, moving forward to the rear jack points. Now, they're pretty solid, the factory ones. You can see they're just, where are they? Just here. And now that was provisioned for the Widowmaker in the boot, and you can jack it up there. They're pretty solid. However, in this instance, I've decided not to because I'm dealing with a Motorsport M325 E30, and I thought, well, if we put the jack pads under there, we will possibly put load on these sill caps and damage them. That's the last thing we want to do. Now, what I've decided to do is going to the subframe. I've put them on that big bolt that comes down. There's a big nut and bolt sitting on there, but at the same time, you can see the back of the sill is also sharing the load, so it's spread the load across the sill and that big bolt that comes down through the rear subframe. So by doing that, there's no chance they're going to wreck the sill cap. And the other thing too is I've found guys tend to get a bit energetic when they do use the factory jack point and a hoist pad, and they put it in too far and end up lifting the car partially on the fuel tank. Now, you'll dent the fuel tank, and if you do a real good job of it, it's got a lift pump in here, and you may cause a problem with that too. Okay, so going to the front of the car. Now, the jack points in the front, for me, I see them as an emergency only. You'll see them and they'll look sort of like that. Now, that's designed for the Widowmaker on the boot to sort of slot into. Now, I'd only use that on the side of the road if I have to change a tyre. I'll never use it for anything else after that. They bend like butter, as these ones have been bent as well. Now, if you want to lift the E30, best place is in the front inner chassis rails. You see my hoist pad's just there now. That's the strongest point to lift it. Now, the real problem when you bend these parts of the sill, not only can you fail a warrant inspection in, say, New Zealand, but at the same time, you'll do what's happened here. This is bent, but at the same time it cracks the seam sealer that's keeping that sills seam watertight. Now, what will happen over time, water is now going to get in, and that will promote rust. Now, moving to the front of the vehicle, I've seen a lot of guys use these points. Just don't do it. This plate here is so tempting to put a jack under there and just go for gold. You will bend the floor pan through here. You will bend it, and you will crack the seam sealer. If you do get away without bending that floor, you will crack seam sealer, and this car will then get water into the sill, and it will promote rust. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.